Hello YouTube, Bane 666 here. So let's continue with Norkel Corner as he talks about the men's rights movement not being interested in equality for reasons.
How exactly are we against equality? Now here's a good example of a straw man argument. Well done. How exactly, first of all, am I straw manning? You are against equality. Well, not you maybe personally, but definitely people of the men's rights movement, or at least certain members of the men's rights movement, strike me as being very inequalitative.
Do you care to give any examples? Just one example, maybe? I mean, I'm halfway through your video now. I'm halfway through your video response to me, and you keep making these claims. You've presented no evidence whatsoever. Nothing. No examples of MRAs. No examples of how we're against equality. All you're doing is presenting your opinion. And I'm sorry, mate, but your opinion isn't evidence. Can you bring something to the table, please? Can you just present something? Anything. You said before, earlier in your video, that the majority of MRAs are like this. So you should have an abundance of evidence. You should have evidence everywhere, yet nothing. Why? Why can't you present something? How am I meant to take you serious when you bring absolutely nothing to the table?
They strive for, they claim to be striving for male equality when males already have a pretty, the problem is that men already have certain privilege. The idea of equality is to allow women to have the same rights. It's kind of like the whole issue with the gay marriage issue and trans issues and stuff like that. It's to get them to a level footing of straight heteronormative and I hate using that word, but straight heteronormative individuals. It's trying to get them to that same equal footing.
Look, I would agree with you that gays and lesbians don't have the same rights as straight people when it comes to marriage. And they should have that exact same right. I'm a big supporter of the right to gay marriage. But your example isn't really a good one. It's based on the false assumption that men have more rights than women, and this is a false assumption. Let me give you an example, which we've already discussed, and you admitted that it was a fair point. In the Western world, it is illegal to mutilate the genitals of a newborn baby girl. If you do this, you will be put in jail. But it is perfectly legal to do the exact same thing to newborn baby boys. In fact, it's encouraged in some places throughout the West. And it's paid for by the government in some places throughout the West, and performed in hospitals by supposedly people who are meant to be looking after the best interest of the child. So women have the right to bodily integrity. Men do not. That's just one example. Then we have the right to parental abandonment. Now, if a woman agrees to sex and becomes pregnant accidentally, she has a number of options. She can take the morning after pill, she can have an abortion, or if she doesn't want to have an abortion, then she has the option of, once the baby's born, giving the baby up anonymously at a local fire station or hospital under the Baby Moses laws, also known as the Safe Haven laws. If she decides that she's not ready to be a parent, or doesn't want to be a parent, or can't afford to be a parent, then she can just give up being a parent, no questions asked. This right doesn't apply to men. If a man agrees to sex and that sex results in a pregnancy, then the man is responsible for that child for at least 18 years. Well, financially responsible. Chances are he won't get to see the child. Now, this is true even in cases where the man has been tricked. For example, the woman claims to be on the pill and she's not, and she actually wants to become pregnant and tricks him into becoming pregnant. Or in cases of rape, for example, where an older woman might sleep with a younger boy who's underage and she becomes pregnant, he is still responsible for that. He does not have the right to give up parenthood like she does. Do you not get that this is not equality? That women have rights that men don't? Do you not understand this? Now, by all means, go ahead and name one right in the West that men have that women don't. Just one.
Whether it's through reforms or even through revolution. It's the whole fact that the men's rights movement, they tend to butt heads on the issue whenever there's some stride in trying to achieve some, in women trying to achieve some sort of the same equal footing as the man. They seem to almost put up a lot of resistance to it.
Examples. Give me examples. How is trying to stop male babies being mutilated somehow preventing women from, I don't know, achieving equality? How is wanting fathers to have equal rights to their children somehow preventing equality for women? How is wanting equal sentencing for equal crimes somehow taking equality away from women? How is being concerned about male homelessness and male suicide rates? How is that taking anything away from women? Give me fucking examples. Give me citations. All you're doing is expressing an opinion with absolutely nothing to back it up. Not a scrap of anything.
I don't understand why, if you are actually striving for equality, and especially if you claim to be a revolutionary, not that you did, but when you're claiming to be a revolutionary but yet you're fighting against certain forms of equality.
Not a single example of which you give. Not once in your 2-hour video do you give a single example of how we are fighting against any form of equality. Not one single example.
Just don't understand that. So I wouldn't say that I'm straw manning. I would simply...
Well, if it's not straw manning, what exactly is it? Where you misrepresent us, where you say that we're against equality, not one single example of which you give at any point. If that's not a straw man, then what is it? Please, by all means, please tell me exactly what it is.
They say that I probably needed to explain it a little better, and I don't know how to really explain it a little better, so we'll just leave it for... Well, I wouldn't say that it's straw manning, because straw manning would be an illogical fallacy. I would say that I just need to... No, I probably just need to... I would just say that I don't really know how to explain it very well in terms of where I went about it. But yeah, it's not that it's I'm creating any sort of bad argument or any sort of...
Look, no offence, mate, because you seem like a nice enough guy, and you've been very polite to me, right, in your response and in your reply in the comment section. You don't come across as an asshole. But you haven't presented anything except your opinion. That's it. Nothing else except your opinion. No facts, no evidence, no citations. I'm sorry, but that's not a good argument. Your opinion, your personal opinion, does not make a good argument. And I'm sorry if I come across as an asshole in this video, But I'm just frustrated that you haven't actually presented anything. Nothing.
Illogical fallacy here, but it's just, I just don't know how to explain it any better than I can. In terms of Marxist analysis, it just kind of seems that men's rights movement just, it doesn't.
Please don't use the words revolutionary or reactionary again. Please don't do that. I'm begging you, okay? Just make an argument. Present some evidence. That's what I want.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's not very revolutionary of you. It's not very... In fact, I think it would almost be counterproductive towards anything that certain members of your particular group...
Examples of which you failed to give once again...
don't seem like they are actually standing on the principle of equality. That they do in theory, but in practice, it's quite the contrary. I don't know if that's making any sense at all. Probably isn't. I don't know. As well. I mean, it's literally a movement. Not that there isn't some sort of credibility, and I can understand a little bit about the MRM, but for the most part, they're very... A lot of the things that they go about trying to argue is there's so many straw mans that go about in that. There's so many... and there is so many ad hominems, because most of their arguments against feminism is all attacking character and all attacking and credibility and stuff like that. And and even when they try to attack credibility, they straw man. Their points are based on so many illogical fallacies, and it's just. Like, in some ways, I really do say that the MRM, I don't really believe they have much credibility at all.